Mixed martial arts, MMA, is a sport known for its brutal intensity and high stakes. Fighters enter the octagon with a combination of skills, determination, and a willingness to push their bodies and minds to the limit. However, even in such a fiercely competitive environment, some fighters have decided to walk away from the sport, whether due to personal reasons, physical toll, or other circumstances. Today, we're counting down the top 10 fighters who quit MMA, starting from number 10 down to number 1. Number 10. Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar, a name synonymous with both professional wrestling and MMA, made a significant impact in the UFC. Known for his sheer size, strength, and wrestling prowess, Lesnar quickly rose to fame, capturing the UFC Heavyweight Championship. His most notable victory came against Randy Couture, where he won the title via TKO. Lesnar also had memorable bouts with Frank Mir and Shane Carwin. However, his MMA career was plagued by health issues, including a severe case of diverticulitis that required multiple surgeries. After suffering defeats to Cain Velasquez and Alistair Overeem, Lesnar decided to return to WWE, leaving the octagon behind. His decision to quit MMA was influenced by his health and the lure of a more controlled and less physically taxing wrestling career. Despite a brief return to the UFC in 2016 for a fight against Mark Hunt, which was later overturned to a no contest due to a failed drug test, Lesnar's focus remained on his wrestling career. Number 9. Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey was a trailblazer for women in MMA, becoming the first female fighter to sign with the UFC and the first female champion in the promotion's history. Her dominance in the bantamweight division was unparalleled, with numerous quick finishes and a growing fanbase. Rousey's armbar submissions became her signature move, leading to swift victories over fighters like Miesha Tate, Kat Zingano, and Sarah McMahon. However, after a shocking knockout loss to Holly Holm, followed by a quick defeat to Amanda Nunes, Rousey chose to step away from the sport. The emotional toll of her losses, combined with intense media scrutiny and personal struggles, contributed to her decision. Rousey transitioned to professional wrestling with WWE, where she continues to be a major star, and also pursued acting roles in films like Furious 7 and Entourage. Number 8. Georges St-Pierre. Georges St-Pierre, GSP, is widely regarded as one of the greatest MMA fighters of all time. The Canadian superstar held the UFC welterweight championship for several years, dominating his division with a blend of striking, wrestling, and tactical acumen. GSP's notable victories include wins over Matt Hughes, BJ Penn, and Nick Diaz. In 2013, at the height of his career, GSP announced he was stepping away from MMA, citing personal issues and the pressures of being a champion. He expressed concerns about the lack of drug testing in the sport and the toll the constant training and fighting had on his mental health. GSP returned briefly in 2017 to win the middleweight championship by defeating Michael Bisping before retiring for good in 2019. GSP's decision to quit was influenced by the need to focus on his mental health and personal life, as well as a desire to leave the sport on his terms. Number 7. Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor, the brash and charismatic Irishman, took the MMA world by storm with his knockout power and promotional skills. He became the first fighter in UFC history to hold titles in 2 weight classes simultaneously, with memorable victories over Jose Aldo, Eddie Alvarez, and Nate Diaz. However, McGregor has had a tumultuous relationship with the sport, announcing his retirement multiple times. His retirements in 2016, 2019, and 2020 were often seen as negotiating tactics or breaks to pursue other interests. McGregor's ventures outside the octagon, including his lucrative boxing match with Floyd Mayweather and his business endeavors like his Proper No. 12 whiskey brand, contributed to his decisions to step away from MMA. Despite his frequent retirements, McGregor remains a polarizing figure in the sport, known for his dramatic comebacks and continued influence. Number 6. Gina Carano. Gina Carano was one of the first female fighters to gain mainstream attention in MMA. Her charisma and fighting skills helped pave the way for future female fighters in the sport. Carano's notable victories include wins over Julie Kedzie and Caitlin Young. Her high-profile bout with Chris Sideward in 2009, however, resulted in a loss and marked a turning point in her career. Following the defeat, Carano decided to leave MMA and pursue a career in acting. She found success in Hollywood, starring in movies such as Haywire and Deadpool, and appeared in the popular TV series The Mandalorian. Carano's decision to quit MMA was driven by the allure of a more stable and lucrative career in entertainment, as well as the challenges and limited opportunities in women's MMA at the time. Number 5. Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz, known for his relentless fighting style and outspoken personality, has had a roller coaster career in MMA. A former Strikeforce welterweight champion, Diaz has had notable fights in the UFC against top competition such as BJ Penn, Carlos Condit, and Georges St-Pierre. However, his career has been marked by long layoffs, suspensions, and dissatisfaction with the sports business side. Diaz announced his retirement multiple times, often citing frustration with the UFC and his treatment by the promotion. His controversial behavior, including failed drug tests and confrontations with other fighters, contributed to his tumultuous relationship with MMA. Despite his talent, Diaz's frequent retirements and extended absences have left fans wondering about his commitment to the sport. Number 4. Ben Askren. Ben Askren entered the UFC with much fanfare, having been a dominant champion in other promotions like Bellator and ONE Championship. Known for his exceptional wrestling skills and unbeaten record, Askren's UFC run was short but memorable. He secured a controversial win over Robbie Lawler and suffered a record-setting knockout loss to Georgi Masvidal in just 5 seconds. After a submission defeat to Demian Maia, Askren realized that his body could no longer perform at the highest level, leading him to announce his retirement from MMA. His decision was influenced by a combination of physical limitations, including hip surgery, and a desire to focus on his health and other interests such as coaching and podcasting. Askren's honesty about his limitations and pragmatic approach to his career earned him respect from fans and fighters alike. Number 3. Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib Nurmagomedov, the undefeated Dagestani lightweight, retired from MMA with an impeccable record of 29-0. Known for his dominant grappling and ground and pound, Khabib's career was marked by his rivalry with Conor McGregor and his emotional victory over Justin Gaethje. His relentless pressure and tactical brilliance made him one of the most feared fighters in the sport. Following the death of his father and coach, Abdulmanap Nurmagomedov, Khabib decided to honor his father's wish and retire from the sport. His decision was driven by a promise to his mother and a desire to leave the sport at the peak of his career. Khabib's retirement was met with widespread respect as he left an indelible mark on MMA and remained true to his values and family commitments. Number 2. Rosimar Palhares. Rosimar Palhares, a Brazilian submission specialist, was known for his fearsome leg locks and controversial fighting style. Despite his success in the UFC and other promotions, Palhares' career was marred by numerous incidents of holding submissions too long, leading to disqualifications and suspensions. His victories over fighters like Mike Pierce and John Fitch showcased his dangerous skills, but his repeated infractions tarnished his reputation. After being released by the UFC and facing similar issues in other organizations, Palhares' MMA career dwindled. His inability to adhere to sportsmanship standards and repeated infractions led to his effective exit from the sport. Palhares' story serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of respecting the rules and ethics of competition in MMA. Number 1. BJ Penn. BJ Penn, a former 2-division champion in the UFC, is considered one of the most talented fighters in MMA history. Known for his Brazilian jiu-jitsu skills and warrior spirit, Penn had a storied career with many highs and lows. His notable victories include wins over Matt Hughes, Sean Shirk, and Diego Sanchez. However, a string of losses and personal issues outside the octagon tarnished his legacy. Penn struggled with alcohol problems and legal troubles, which impacted his career and personal life. After multiple retirements and comebacks, Penn finally stepped away from MMA for good. His decision to quit was influenced by his declining performance and the toll the sport took on his body and mind. Penn's journey highlights the challenges fighters face both inside and outside the cage, and the importance of knowing when to walk away. MMA is a demanding sport that requires not only physical prowess but also mental fortitude. The fighters on this list, despite their success and talent, chose to step away from the octagon for various reasons. Whether it was health issues, personal commitments, or the allure of new opportunities, each fighter's decision to quit MMA left a significant impact on the sport. Their stories remind us of the challenges,